Welcome back, my friends, to the InObscuria podcast, a podcast where we exhume obscure rock and punk and metal, and we put them in one of three categories: the lost, the forgotten, or the should-have-beens. I am Kevin Williams. That is Robert Harrison.
Hello.
And yes, we're ready to go.
Ready. How long have we been doing this? 150-something episodes? And we still like, oh yeah, I got to put on my headphones. Oh yeah, I got to click this one button. Oh yeah, I need a drink. Oh,
still took me 15 minutes to get this thing up and running
we'll
tonight.
Get the hang of it one day.
One day I'm going to figure this thing out.
All those podcasts out there that have like 500 episodes, I bet you they still do the same
Technology.
thing. Yeah, it's fancy.
I don't know what's going on. Speaking of going on, what's going on with you? We've got a new table, by the way.
We have a new table, new digs. It's a little more comfortable. It's bar table height.
It's a nice height for me. I'm
not
not
just
bending over.
Table height. I know you're tall, so
I'm not hunching.
We got a good footrest on it. It doesn't wobble.
It's not making nearly the noise it used to.
No, I don't have to chase the microphone from it wobbling. Oh, I come bearing gifts, by the way.
These paddles?
No, besides.
We have fancy coasters.
Yeah, so we don't have any
ping
coasters.
Pong paddles.
I'll grab some ping pong paddles, and we're using the ping pong paddles for coasters, and it works. It's much quieter. You can kind of hear it.
Not as bad.
But yeah, I got something. Hang on. Guess what I did yesterday?
What you did yesterday?
I went exploring in the basement of an abandoned house.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You got to be careful doing that.
Real life abandoned house.
Where was this?
Full of stuff. Right down the road.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like surrounded by really tall trees and weeds. So
you say it like you weren't supposed to be there.
I'm not going to disclose because I'm going back. I didn't. I was limited on time because I didn't know if there was creepy things or people inside. Like I think somebody had been living in there recently. I couldn't tell. I knew there were cats and rats and other things recently. But so here.
All right.
I'm adding to your album collection tonight.
Okay.
So we're going to see if you have any of these.
Ooh, I like that one on the top.
Mother's Finest.
I do not own that on vinyl.
Oh, God, they stink. They smell like old lady. Allman Brothers Band, Brothers and Sisters.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
That?
I don't have that one. No, wow.
Who Are You?
I do own that.
I figured that. That's a pretty normal one. Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Ooh.
I mean, these are getting eclectic. Yeah.
Janice, I don't have that.
Lawrence Welk. I guarantee you don't have that one.
I don't have that one. No. It's a very nice little tune.
I know you got this one.
Whoa.
Kiss Alive. Double album.
Wow.
These were sitting in the basement of an abandoned house.
Wow, look at that.
Score. Okay, here, this qualifies as obscure.
Here's an obscure one.
Read the title to this album.
The name of the name of this album. Well, the gentleman, this is Pig Meat Markham.
Yeah.
And this is Tune Me In.
Pig Meat Markham. If that's not obscure, I don't know what is.
Wow.
Hey, cuz, why the devil you walking so fast?
Oh, that cuz.
I've been trying to catch you way down the street.
You was?
Yeah. When you come up here from north?
Oh, I got up here yesterday.
Up there yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Cuz you showed them good.
Yeah.
You come all the way from Georgia up there like that?
Oh, man, Georgia's jumping.
Georgia's jumping?
Yeah.
And you jumped out of Georgia, didn't you?
Sure did, didn't I?
Oh, chop.
You know, I went right down to the train station and I got down there.
Yeah.
And the man said, you go get on this one?
Yeah.
I said, You know, I got on that choo-choo and come straight on up north.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Oh, that wasn't no choo-choo. That was a train you was on. That wasn't no choo-choo, cuz.
Oh, what,
You see, it's a choo-choo in Georgia, but when they get here, it's a train. You understand?
Oh, I see now.
Now, don't bring that down home stuff up here. We don't have it up here. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to straighten you out and say you my cousin.
When I got in the depot.
Not no depot. Yeah, it's a depot, not depot. A depot.
Oh,
depot in Georgia, understand?
I see.
Up here's depot. You be right now, don't you?
I want you to keep me straight.
I'm going to straighten you out. Don't worry. I'll guide you.
You know, when I walked out the depot, I see all them yellow buggies out there.
Shut up, fool. Shut up. There ain't no yellow buggies. Those are taxi cabs out there. That's what they are.
Taxi cab?
Yeah, taxi cab. Not no yellow
No,
buggy.
don't tell me they was yellow buggies.
No, it wasn't no yellow buggies. I ride them every day.
I rode in one yesterday.
Well, you rode in a taxi cab, cuz. Not a taxi.
Oh, in a taxi cab?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Well, I want you to keep me straight
I'm
now,
straight,
because you know how these folks up north is.
Don't you worry. I'll keep you straight. You up here in my hands now. I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, but you know what? I got in this yellow taxi cab and I gave the man a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And he took me right straight to Aunt Lucy's house.
Yeah, he don't know her, no. He don't know her.
No?
No, he don't know Aunt Lucy, no.
You don't know Aunt Lucy?
No, the man don't. Shut up, fool.
Of course, Johnny Cash in Folsom Prison.
Ooh,
That's worth
nice.
like $5.
That's a good find right there.
Oh, I got to listen to this.
Okay.
Glenn Campbell, Wichita lineman.
Oh, that's your jam right there.
I love that song. I don't know about the rest of it. Queen, The Game.
This is such a
I know
eclectic mix.
This was just a handful. I literally,
okay.
I mean, there were so many spider webs. I was covered in spider webs. Like when you walk in and you're the first person in probably
Please tell me you got
years.
video of this.
No, I was too busy stealing stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
borrowing,
acquiring things. Okay, this is the most bizarre, though. So nobody outside of Georgia is going to understand this reference. It's an album, but it's basically a recording of an interview made by this guy named Lester Maddox. Now, if you don't know anything about the South, Lester Maddox, I believe, I've got to go back and refresh my memory. You never hear him in really good terms.
I was going to say he's a dirtbag, right?
Yeah, think of him as Boss Hogg, but for the entire state of Georgia. Back during the Civil Rights era, he
Not
was
the
doing
nicest
his
person.
best to keep it white. You know,
Yes.
Georgia's going to need to be white and stay white and all this stuff. So there's an album,
And it's called
If I Go to Jail. But, you know, there's
Wow.
still a couple of highways named after him. I'm just waiting for those to be, somebody will
take care of that.
But
wow.
anyway,
Yeah,
so
he was an asshole.
governor. I have to go back and look. I know he's a politician or mayor.
I remember seeing footage of him during the civil rights.
Yeah. So I
movement
should have done this
march and-
before. I forgot it was at the bottom of the stack. though.
Wow.
But yeah, this is just bizarre.
Dude, you got some good stuff.
And I'm telling you, this is probably a third of what was there. So I've got to go back, and I'm just going to go back and grab all the rest. I was kind of timid because I'm like, well, you know, I don't want to steal the people's stuff, but I did.
It's an abandoned house.
Yeah.
Just abandoned.
Well, it's not. I'm sure somebody owns it, but nobody lives in it.
I see where you're going.
Yeah, if you want to know the full story, it's it's owned by somebody, but the person that owns it does not live in the house.
No longer pays their mortgage.
Yeah, or they died, and
Oh,
somebody else
okay.
owns it now. But the dead person's not in the house that I could tell. Now the albums smell like it, kind of, but if there was a dead person, I didn't see him. But yeah, so that's what I did yesterday when it was. And if you want to do this, you want to do it while it's raining.
Oh, yeah.
Because there aren't people just walking around when it's raining. You know, you're less likely to meet somebody like that accidentally. But yeah, that was kind of fun. I'll let you know what else I score. But these are some really cool ones.
Those are some
And
cool
I actually
ones.
ordered a record player.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have a record player. I got one of those fancy Bluetooth ones, so I could download it.
Oh, yeah.
To MP3.
There you go. All right.
Future episodes galore.
Nice.
Pig meat, Markham.
Pig meat Markham. Well, after you steal a dead person's vinyl collection,
Hey, I got to put these around the other side of the room. They smell.
go listen to Pot of Thunder, Cobras and Fire, Growing Up Rock, Slamfest Podcast, Decibel Geek, A to Z Radio, Metal Up Your Podcast, The Hustle, Disciples of the Watch, Podcast Rock City, Sean Geek and Fast Fret Podcast, State of Amorica, Rock Strikes 10, Potter Than Hell, the Ron Keel Podcast, and let me pause right there. Did
Yes.
you see
Yes.
what's going to happen?
Something's going to happen. I saw it. I couldn't quite figure it out.
So Rockin' Pod, the weekend of Rockin' Pod in 2023 in Nashville,
now I
Tennessee.
understand. Okay.
That Saturday night after the Rockin' Pod, they are having, or I should say Ron is having Keel Fest 2.
Keel Fest.
And we are invited. It's
Our
Ron,
buddy.
it's Keel,
Uh-huh.
the Ron Keel Band, and Steeler. He's going
Steeler.
to play
That's
in
what's all
all
of
three
it.
of them. And I've never seen Keel. That was my jam. I
Yeah.
love Keel. I've never seen them with the whole band. I've just seen the Ron Keel Band. So this is going to be pretty awesome.
He's going to be tired. I hope he gets a nap in.
I have a feeling he will not be doing interviews that day.
No,
I think he'll be
that's a good idea, yeah.
preserving his voice.
Maybe we'll
I guess.
catch him Friday then.
Well, yeah, maybe so. But that's going to be awesome. So we'll start pimping that, I guess, as we get into the new year. But that's something cool that just happened. All right, continuing on. The Kiss Room, Ages of Rock, Retro Zest Podcast, The Synaptic Empire, and don't forget about Monty's Rockcast. Come visit us at InObscuria.com. Like us, share us, recommend us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Leave a damn review. We might read it next year.
Well, next year's around the corner.
It's exactly. So it's really not that bad. Okay, man. Well, I'm still
I know. That's cool.
thinking about all these cool albums you just got.
There's a lot of other wacky stuff there. There was some jars of
Flies?
pickled pickled food of some type that's got to be years old.
Did you open it up? Try
No,
it?
but I may bring a jar and let you just check it out. That was, like I said, this is all in the basement. Upstairs, there was like old lady clothes
Wow.
and other weird stuff, but the basement had all the good stuff downstairs.
Man, I would have thought that you would have gotten some sort of sign on what we were going to talk about this week.
Well, I may go meditate. I'll go back over there and meditate some more for next week's episode.
So I went to the tomes of an ancient text this week to get
Not the tombs,
theme.
the tomes.
No, the tomes.
Okay.
It's an old book, you
Yes.
see. And this old text is called The New York Times.
Oh, the Times
The
of New York. How
Times,
are the New
yes.
York Times, and what time is it there?
I go online, so actually it wasn't really an old tome. But
okay.
anyway, it's close enough.
It hadn't been updated in 20 minutes, so it's pretty
Exactly.
old.
But what I see are all these ads, of course, because you get all these pop-ups on any media these days. And then even in the articles about the same thing, everything is talking about Black Friday this and Black Friday that, and Black
it's
Friday
coming
week,
up.
and Black Friday's already started. And I'm like, what? How could...
So confusing.
I'm so confused. What is Black Friday anymore? But it got me thinking, the first thing I thought is Black Friday should really be the most amazing goth festival that
Yes.
has ever existed.
Why has nobody ever
Why
thought
has
of that?
nobody out there had a Black Friday goth
Or at
festival?
least a song about Black Friday. This
Black
true Black.
Friday. So it got me thinking, one, like that would be amazing to have a goth music festival and call it.
Black Friday.
We're shopping, but we're sad shopping.
Well, and then I was thinking, where does that come from? Where does Black Friday come from? Does it have a dark past?
No, it's supposed to be a happy thing.
Well, it's,
But
people are
black.
spending money. So
Yeah. Well, it's when the companies become profitable. They're in the black.
that's one.
It's one.
That's one thing that people think.
Okay.
Okay, so I did research. I was like, I got to know where this comes from.
Don't lie. You know, you had staff do it.
I did. I called the staff and said, give me the
that's right.
facts on this. So the term Black Friday was first coined in 1869 because these two investors caused a market crash, driving up the price of gold. And the stock market dropped 20% and foreign trade completely stopped. And all the farmers, they had this huge drop in wheat and corn and everything that they sold. So that was the original Black Friday. That's where the
That's where
term
it started.
comes
Okay.
from. But then it was used almost 100 years later in Philadelphia because they used to have on Thanksgiving Day the Army-Navy game. They still do, I believe, the football game, the Army-Navy game. So in Philly, I guess what would happen is, and nobody that lives there calls it Philly, but because we're from the South,
We
I
can
say
do that. It's like Hot Atlanta.
Exactly. Nobody
says
actually
that.
says that, but I'm going to say Philly because I don't live there. Anyway, so what happened was with the Army-Navy game, I guess so many people would go because it was the biggest game in the country at that time that they would have these huge crowds, lots of tourists, lots of shoppers, and so all of the policemen would have to work extra hours, and so they started calling it Black Friday because it was the worst day of the year for them. So that's the second time it was used. And then it wasn't until the 80s with the theory that you have of getting out of the red and into the black.
I hadn't heard about the other two. That's interesting.
But yeah, so it does have a dark past,
Yeah.
which I love. So it just, got me thinking. Plus, when I came in tonight, Ronnie James DOG, who's now asleep, how does he do that?
I know he used to stay up and annoy us the entire podcast.
He was
and
just
now
riled up a
he's
few
like,
minutes ago.
Hey man, what's going on? I gotta.
He's still not awake.
He's just like, screw you guys.
Yeah, so when I came in, he was laying on our Ouija rug and he was pointing to B.
Yes, he was.
B for Black Friday. So I know I've got the right subject matter tonight.
We can document that.
So, Robert, this is episode 153, Black Friday, new rock and punk and metal. We're going to give the people what they should purchase on Black Friday because this episode drops on Black Friday, the real Black Friday.
It's fresh, unlike that other stuff that's sitting across the room over there.
Exactly. So these are all going to be releases from 2022. We've already talked about 2022 in another episode.
Yeah.
And I have another one coming up before the year ends. There have been so many releases this year.
been a good year.
So many good things out there. So I got to tell the people about it, and you got to go out and buy this stuff that we're going to play for you tonight.
And this is in addition to all the stuff that's mainstream that you've heard about.
Exactly.
Taylor Swift, for instance. I mean, that's just, you got to go buy. Never mind.
I don't know anything.
Like Ozzy Osbourne. Come on.
yeah,
We got to give him some
Ozzy,
props.
Skid Row, Queensryche, all
those
the
bands
legacy
that
acts are
came out with some solid stuff this year.
Scorpion, Saxon. I mean, there's so many good releases.
So in addition to all the mainstream stuff, we're going to hit you with what you need to go buy. Give these guys some
today.
money.
We'll just say today because this drops on Black
Take
Friday.
this podcast as you listen and then just browse as you listen.
We had this similar show in 2019 because it also released on Black Friday. So here we are in 2022
Synchronous.
dropping on
It's
Black
synchronous.
Friday again.
It really is.
All right. It's almost like the calendar works that way.
It comes back
Interesting.
every year.
All right, so the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do this for the people. I'm going to discount every InObscuria item on Redbubble this month.
Oh, okay.
All of December, people, go out and buy some InObscuria
Call now.
swag.
1-800 InObscuria.
Mail your check.
Hang on, let me see what that spells.
Certified check.
Oh, no. That's my sister's house. Don't call it.
All right. So there was a lot of talk this year. In fact, I just mentioned it, but there was a lot of talk about the new Skid Row album that was coming out this year because it features a new singer, Eric Gronwall, Swedish guy. He won
Is it
Swedish Idol.
Grunwald?
Maybe.
Or is this Grunwald?
I don't know. Somebody can tell me. But it also happens to be the first full-length album to feature our friend and former guest of the show, Rob Hammersmith, on drums. So he's been
with the band.
He's been with them for a long time.
How is
but
this the first full length album?
because they've only released the EPs prior to this.
Okay,
They had a
okay.
long period where they didn't release anything, and then they had those two
Well,
EPs.
good for him.
And I think he joined the band. I could be wrong. I mean, we've got to get our team on this, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he came in after the last full length before this one that was recorded. I think he came in right after that got released.
Okay.
He is the longest lasting drummer that they've had in their whole career. So
He is not
good on
self-combusted.
him. If you don't know, go back and listen to our episode with Rob. He was in a band called Union Drag when we met him. At least when I met him, he was in Union Drag. And then he was in a band called The Bibles. He was in a band called Rockets to Ruin. And then, like I said, for the last 13 years, he's been in Skid Row. And so I was just super stoked to get this new album from Skid Row. I'm not going to play it because that's mainstream
it's Skid
and
Row.
that's not what we do.
Yeah.
But we are going to play a release that he put out this year. So he's in another band. It's an Atlanta-based trio featuring Rob on drums, Steven Seals, who was with a band called Ether Seeds on guitar and vocals, and then Bruce, I'm going to murder his name, but I think it's Bukovic.
Yeah, sounds good.
He's in James Hall and the Steady Wicked, which is a band that Kent Arberly plays drums in.
Oh, yeah. I knew
James
that sounded
Hall.
familiar.
You know James Hall? He was on stage with us. He played trumpet for the Swear. Remember that? When we had our big jam back in February?
Summer? Wow. Was that
Yeah.
February?
That was February. That was for Kent's birthday. Yeah, we had James come up and
I didn't realize it was
play
that
with us.
long ago. Wow.
So anyway, Rob's in this trio, and they are called Thunderbolt Hydraulic. And they put out one EP back in 2018, and then they just released this one. It's called Hater. They released another EP this year, and it kicks ass. So it's 5 songs. It's Black Friday. You're probably going to get, a discount. You can afford this, okay?
Yeah.
It's 5 songs. It's an EP. You can go out there and get this. I'm going to give you a taste. This is a song called Truth Never Lies.
Yeah!
That was heavy. It was interesting how it kind of started off with elements of Wolf Mother, kind of the dun 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 dun, the galloping, yeah. And then in the middle of the breakdown was very Tool.
Oh, I
love
love
the bass line
I
going.
love that middle, man.
Yeah,
so cool.
So wait a minute, back up. John Hall, was he singing or
James Hall? No.
James Hall.
James Hall is not in this band. It's his bass player from the Steady Wicked.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So I missed that. I was like, wait a minute.
No, it's Rob on
I didn't
drums.
hear any trumpet playing in that.
Steven Sills on guitar and vocals,
Got
then Bruce is playing. So it's just a power trio.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said, but I was like, where did James fit in?
He doesn't. Bruce is his bass player.
Okay. It's like reading comprehension fail, listening comprehension fail.
Thunderbolt Hydraulic. Love the name. Love the band. Rob's a big motorcycle enthusiast. I can just see him like just cranking that. It just sounds like it's made for the road.
78 miles an hour in a 45. Yeah.
Exactly. 5 killer songs on that. So go buy that one. Shouldn't be much. Maybe even discounted. Go pick that one up.
You can always order it from Columbia House. For
you can go
cent.
to BMG or Columbia House. Yes, you can pay a penny, but let's give Rob some real money, okay?
Yes.
Let's give him, percentages of a penny
36
with a download.
Points of a penny.
Don't go to Spotify.
No.
Go buy it. Have you heard the new Skid Row?
No, I have not.
You need to check that out. So,
okay.
Killer drumming, as
I need
we
to
know,
start bringing
always.
a notepad for my homework.
You do.
Because then,
it just goes
7
away.
o'clock tomorrow night, I'll be like, what was that band I was going to listen to?
It all goes into the ether.
Well, then I have to wait a week for the podcast to come out to listen to it, to remember what band I said I was going to go listen to.
Are you pretending like you listen to the podcast?
Sometimes I got to do some homework and go back and hear what I talked about.
Okay. All right. We'll see how you do. Go listen to the new Skid Row.
The first time.
It's really good.
I've heard all the jokes the second time, so it's not as, to me, it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've been there. Well, I was there.
I heard my smart ass comment. That's,
right. Cringeworthy?
Yes. I hate the sound of my voice, but I'm getting better with that.
Yeah. I have to do all the editing, so you can imagine.
I sound a lot better with your editing. Thank you. No, it's not nearly as bad as 20 years ago in the band. I was just really becoming comfortable with my singing voice. And that was like, okay, I learned to, we were recording and they would do the playback and everybody's sitting around.
And you have to
listen to my voice. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, but with all the studio effects, you're like, damn, okay, that sounds good. Well, they would play me talking in between. And then they would isolate certain phrases if it sounded really Southern or all right. And they would repeatedly play that back. And that was very embarrassing. So now, full turn, I get to hear myself talk, or you and I talk for, a good hour to 2 hours. And it's okay. I'm okay with it. It is what it is. There's not going to be changing my accent anytime soon. It's there. It is what it is.
Yeah. At this point in your life, there's going to be no changes to how you speak.
Florida Panhandle Southern is what it is. And by the way, I just saw today, there is a TV show called Panhandle.
Ooh.
And it's set in next door to my hometown. And they've changed the name, but everything else is actually based on...
Oh, it's a drama?
It's, from what I read, it's like a criminal drama with some comedy in it.
Oh, I was hoping this was a reality show.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they're missing an opportunity, but they use all the local geography and things like that. Like we had honest to God, we had a mullet festival. And not the hair, it was the fish.
The fish, yes.
But then later on in the 90s, they started adding in like the best mullet contest at the mullet festival.
Hi, this is Mary Bartis with MarcoIslandScene.tv, and we are out at the Mullet Festival this year. And if you don't know about it, it's a 3-day festival. It attracts nearly 5,000 people to Goodland, Florida. They have fried and smoked mullet, yum. In addition to some contests like the Buzzard Lope Queen event and the Buzzard Lope Princess Day. We'd love to see you come out and check it out, maybe next year.
And so they use something like that in the show. So I've got to find, I think it's on Apple TV or something. So I've got to look it up. But some of my friends from back there posted about it. So now I got to figure out how to hook my TV up again. I haven't hooked my TV up in a year and a half. So I got to go through and see if I still have any accounts left.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cable just hanging off the TV. That's not how it's supposed to work.
No, it's not like that. You got to pay for stuff and pay for, I don't know.
You have to plug it in.
You got to plug it in. It always takes me like 20 minutes to figure out where to plug the wires to get the sound to work.
So you just don't do it?
I just don't do do it. I mean, I don't have time to watch TV.
That'll solve that problem.
Yeah, just screw it. Roll it in the corner.
Yeah.
It's for my nephew. If he comes to stay, he may want to watch something.
Why don't they have a show called Florida Man? We talked about this. I mean, we could do it right now. We could
totally
have a Florida. Let's see. All right, we are recording this on Wednesday, November the 16th. So let's do a little Florida Man real quick.
Today's episode is...
It's all about Trump.
Oh, God. Oh, he's Florida Man.
So there is a Twitter feed called Florida Man. It's all about Trump. Everything I'm pulling up is about Trump.
Oh, he probably
I'm not going to read those.
He paid for that.
He must have.
But first, the political news that came out of South Florida last night.
Oh, is this where the New York Post said at the bottom of the page, Florida man makes announcement?
Yes, I think
Page
Willie's got it.
28.
He
Willie,
said
you
it
have
was...
I got it right here.
Willie, so the big spread on Donald Trump on the front page?
No. So you can see there, it's just the bottom. I had to fold it over so you can see it. It says, Florida man makes announcement. And then perhaps worst of all, see page 26 for more. That's the New York Post.
That is awful because
All
you know anybody that knows what Trump's reading habits are.
It's his first stop.
It's the New York Post, the New York Times, Daily News, and of course, I'm sure some morning shows that he hate watches. Still, his people tell me.
But anyway, they should do it in the spirit of Reno 911, where they should just take the headlines and reenact the headlines. Because you normally, on any other day, you put in Florida man and the date, and it'll come up with a headline. Florida man takes live alligator into convenience store and robs the place, or something like that. And so all you have to do is just reenact the actual things that happen in Florida. And
we got to present this to the networks.
Yeah,
we got to pitch this.
Who do we? Let's see.
Who do we know?
Let me look through my phone.
All right.
All these movie company guys, they'll know somebody.
All right, well, moving on. A couple of episodes ago, we were getting funky with a New Orleans-based band called Dumpster Funk.
Yes, we got a couple of... Actually, my New Orleans friend who listened to the show, Carolyn, and she responded. I said, we're doing an episode on funk. She's like, oh, you got to do one with Dumpster Funk.
And you were like,
oh, just wait.
Got it.
Just wait.
So, yeah, we did get a lot of comments about Dumpster Funk. I introduced you to an amazing young guitarist from South Carolina who was on that particular track. His name is Marcus King. And Marcus King put out a new album this year, so this is one you got to go buy. This guy's now 26. He's old now. He's 26.
Oh, boy.
Back when he was younger, back in 2020, he was nominated for a Grammy for Best Americana Album. So we talked about him being a blues man. Mm-hmm. His father was a bluesman, and now he's a bluesman. But his album that came out in 2020 was kind of acoustic-y, Americana kind of thing. But it still had some guitar in it.
But on that Dumpster Funk song?
Dumpster Funk, he was jamming. He was ripping.
Mercy. Yes.
And his release, called Youngblood, that came out this year, is a scorcher. He turns his amp up to 11, and he is just burning on every song.
Groove.
So let me give you another taste of Marcus King from his album Youngblood. This is Lie, Lie, Lie.
The job done. Walking barefoot, tripping to the jam scene. I gave her champagne, now she wants a limousine. Don't you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. Had to say goodbye 'cause you lied to me.
it's too short.
The whole album is just killer.
Oh my God, I've got to go buy that.
It is so good.
It's well documented that I don't know how to dance, but God, if that doesn't get you the Holy Spirit, make you want to move and groove a little bit.
No.
Pretend you're James Brown for just a second.
And he's from just up the road, man. So he should be coming around. I'm going to keep a watch on his tour dates because if he plays Northside Tavern, dude, we are there.
There's no way. No way. I mean, that place fits 50 people.
I'm
80
just saying,
people at the most.
That's the circuit he's in.
Yeah, it's true. Where else? There's no more small venues like
I don't know.
that.
Maybe he'll play at one of the nicer new ones.
Open up for somebody, but I don't care. Wherever he is, I'll drive across town to go see that guy.
Amazing guitarist. I love how he teased us. He teases you with like this, okay, that's a tasty little lead. It's like, yeah, it's cool, that's cool. And then he just cranks it. Just rips your head off.
But
love it.
He's got the aesthetics of 1976.
Exactly. The whole album is like that too, man. I was like, oh
That's
my God,
better.
when was this made?
That is even better.
It's
just sound, the
buzzed
tones.
out tones.
Yeah, fuzzy, everything's fuzzy. I love it.
So good. All right, so moving on. We talked about a bunch of bands in our last 2022 episode that have put out albums this year, a lot of legacy acts. We talked about them a little bit at the beginning of this. One band that we have not mentioned is Anthrax, and we did not get a new Anthrax album this year. We thought we were going to, but I guess it's going to be next year when that comes out. However, several of the band members were very active, including my favorite bass player in a thrash band, Mr. Frank Bello. And Frank has never put out a solo album before. He did this year. In his 50s, he decides to put out a solo album.
What else are you going to do? You're
pretty damn awesome.
You're in a rock band, sitting around the house.
So I don't know if you knew this, but Frankie was originally not the bass player in Anthrax. It was Dan Lilker. Dan Lilker is the guy who formed a band called Nuclear Assault. You ever heard of Nuclear Assault? Another thrash band.
Nah.
We'll cover them at some point.
Sounds good.
But Frank was the roadie. And Frank was also...
We've heard this story before. I love these kind of stories.
Yeah, he was the roadie.
Yeah.
And he just happened to be Charlie Benante, the drummer, his nephew.
Oh, and that also helps.
So Frank is Charlie's nephew. He was the roadie, and he's been the bass player for... Well, ever since 1984. So he's been there for a while.
I got a nephew that's a pretty good guitar player. He can shred, so I don't know.
It's just a crazy story to get into the Anthrax, but amazing bass player. Love what he does. Is so tasty. And when I heard he was putting out a solo album, and it's really just a 3-song. Here's another one. You can afford this, people. Go buy it. It's only 3 songs. It's more of a maxi single.
This is the cost of a Starbucks latte, double wacko, mocha, whatever they...
Yeah, support Frank, man. Frank Bello he's just a badass bass player. He's always very fast with, obviously Anthrax is a thrash band, but this is not that. What he gave us was I'm not even going to tell you what it reminds me of. I'm just going to play it,
okay,
and then you can react. It's not Anthrax, I can tell you that.
He went a different direction, let's just say.
It won't be long.
By any chance, is he a fan of Dave Grohl?
Exactly. That is the most Foo Fighters sounding chorus.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can picture Dave singing along. Like, don't just replace him, but just sing along with him. That, like, if he had reached out and said, "Hey, man, love your work. Would you want to lay some vocals on this?" This song could be on the radio today.
I know it probably won't because it's Frank Bello, the guy from Anthrax.
Yeah,
but
if Dave Grohl
played this
background, just the background vocals, like on the chorus, he could totally get that on the radio.
The other thing, so it has a very, very Foo Fighters chorus, but other parts of it have a very Sugar Bob Mould kind of sound. Which is, that's kinky. A lot where Dave got his stuff from.
That's true.
Too,
That's true. Now that I know more about that.
Not so much Husker Du, but more Bob Mould solo and Sugar.
Yeah, just like a heavier Bob Mould.
Yeah.
But not quite to the Husker Du days.
I mean, it was like a 90s alt-rock pop masterpiece. And his 3 songs, and they're all in this kind of vein. And it's like, wow, I would have never expected the bass player from Anthrax to do this.
He's been building up for years, just wanted to have something with a melody.
Anthrax has a lot of melodies.
Harmonies.
I mean, they're the more melodic of the thrash bands, them and Metallica, I would say. But,
well, I mean, not these days. Metallica's just, they've softened up. They're very melodic. In the early days, they were...
Even Megadeth now are much
well,
more
and
melodic.
The intro, I was like, this could be an intro to Megadeth song, like right before you hear Steve,
before he comes in.
He's like, what's that wrestler do? Snap into a Slim Jim. What's that guy?
Randy. Not a wrestling
Randy
guy.
Rhodes? No.
It was Randy Rhodes.
Randy. Oh, we're going to get killed on this. I never watched wrestling, so I don't care.
I didn't either. And all these people that are in podcasting like love wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know anything about it.
I don't know it. No, that's all right. But it's that guy, Team Seed and Snap into a Slim Jim. I've never put that together until now. I think that's the same person.
Maybe that's Dave Mustaine.
Hello, me. Meet the real me.
Need a long statement? Snap into a Slim Jim.
Been moonlighting.
Okay, so since we're on the topic of Anthrax, and since I mentioned that several of the members have been active this year, might as well just cover another
Randy
side
Savage.
project. Randy Savage. Yes,
God,
there you go.
my brain is like on a 20-second delay. Like, I'll think of it, but you got to give me 20 seconds.
I probably never would have come up with that. So let's talk about another band that's out there that just happens to feature, the bald-headed, long goateed, moshing maniac known as Scott Ian. And this is kind of his side project with his wife, Pearl. They released their second album this year, and we actually played a song from the first album. The name of the band is Motor Sister, and we played a song back in episode 39 that was Degrees of Separation, the Big Four of Thrash. And we were playing all these other side projects.
Yeah.
And we played a Motor Sister song. Now, the other thing that's cool about Motor Sister is we happened to feature a whole episode on this band called Mother Superior. Mm-hmm. Remember this? Amazing band that just never made it. That was episode 51, if you want to go back and hear that Mother Superior should have been huge. Well, Motor Sister is basically a cover band of Mother Superior songs. That's what their first album was. They got Big Jim Wilson from Mother Superior to sing and play guitar and play old Mother Superior songs with Scott Ian and Pearl and the other folks in this super group, which just happened to be Joey Vera on bass from Armored Saint and John Tempesta from White Zombie and The Cult on drums. And then Pearl sings. So this is the first album of original music that came out this year. The previous album was just Mother Superior stuff, but it's still in the same vein. Jim's still the lead guy singing. There's a lot more Pearl singing on this album, which is really cool. They do a lot of cool harmonies. And the other thing I wanted to point out is this album, which is called Get Off, it came out again earlier this year, came out just a few months after Meatloaf died.
Okay.
Now, the connection there is Pearl Aday is Meatloaf's daughter. So Scott Ian's father-in-law was Meatloaf.
What?
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah. So
I've never heard that connection before.
Yeah. Meatloaf passed away earlier this year, and I guess they already had this album in the can. So I don't even know if they toured or anything, because I'm sure that was not a great time for them. But yeah. So we're going to play from Get Off. This is Motor Sister right there, just like that.
She said right there, just like that. She liked the roller coaster. She liked the fireworks. She ate the cotton candy. She smiled at all the judge. She said right there with
once again, this is really good stuff for a Black Friday. Everybody should be buying this.
Right. 2022 is a rocking year.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff is all just melting your face. It's not metal. It's just good rock.
It's more my wheelhouse, too. I mean, I love metal, but it seems like I've heard the best of the metal out there. I don't hear a lot of new stuff that could be called metal that I tend to go, yeah, that's great. But in that middle ground, there's still a lot of hope for new rock.
Just a lot of good heavy rock in 2022. I love the whole retro thing that we covered, several episodes ago now. But
those bands.
Yeah, exactly.
New bands that sound old.
The new bands that just have that classic sound.
That's what I'm talking about. I think there's hope in that genre.
All right, speaking of Anthrax, no, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do another Anthrax offshoot, but it is time for a nod to the 80s. And one of the things that is going on past couple of years is there is a label called Frontiers Records. Mm-hmm. And if you listen to the Growing Up Rock podcast, you probably hear a different Frontiers group every week because they really love the Frontiers groups. What they've done is Frontiers, they have a bunch of new bands, but they also take a lot of these legacy hair band, heavy metal guys, and they throw them in a project group and they release an album. And I'm going to play one of those. And this is a band called Black Swan. And this is their second album. I actually played on Shallow Graves 2020. On that episode, I played from the debut album. I thought it was really, really good. And the second album came out. And again, this is just really killer. I have a feeling that they just traded tracks, that they were probably never even in a room. Mm-hmm. But it sounds killer. And one of the reasons is I love the singer. It's Robin McAuley, who was in the Macaulay Schenker group. Michael Schenker,
Sorry, I can't hear that without thinking the Macaulay Culkin group.
Yes,
I'm like, no, that's not it. It's like every time I start to say that, my brain goes, no, don't say that.
Yeah, he was in Macaulay Schenker group, which it was the Michael Schenker group. And then when Macaulay joined, he's like, oh, we'll just call it the Macaulay Schenker group now.
Okay, I've wondered about that. I was like, we didn't leave.
It was a different version of MSG.
Yeah.
And they did, I think, in the late 80s, 90s, they did 3 albums and like an acoustic album. Mm-hmm. And then they kind of went their separate ways as grunge was doing its thing. But they've come back. Robin's come back to the Michael Schenker group. Mm-hmm. And he did part of the Michael Schenker Fest. I told you about this. I went and he had all 5 singers.
On the stage.
Mm-hmm. And Robin McAuley's one of them. And he is my favorite MSG singer, but he's also just one of my favorite singers in general. The guy just has amazing pipes. And I think he had last year or the year before, he had a bout with some illness that they thought was going to take him out. Like they didn't think he was going to make it. Wow. And I can't remember. It wasn't cancer, but it was something really, really serious. Mm-hmm. And he ended up coming out of it, obviously, and he put out a solo album last year, and then this year he has Black Swan. So amazing that he just keeps going, and his voice sounds awesome. Now, the other players in this supergroup are Reb Beach, who was in Winger. Mm-hmm. He was also in Whitesnake. I believe he's still in Whitesnake. The bass player is Jeff Pilson, who is now in Foreigner, but was originally in Dokken.
Yeah, and Foreigner just announced that they're going to announce their farewell tour, even though Lou Gramm, once again...
Lou Gramm hasn't sung in 20 years.
Right. So they've had a different lead singer. But, a lot of bands do that. But they've been a Foreigner cover band basically since then. So, they finally announced a retirement tour.
Well, Jeff is the bass player. He's been doing it for years as well. And then the drummer in this band is Matt Starr, who was Ace Frehley's drummer.
Okay.
Just killer guys. Obviously, they can play, and this album is pretty awesome. It definitely is in that 80s realm. Mm-hmm. You close your eyes and think about a different year, and you're going to be transported there.
Close my eyes and my mullet grows back.
So check it out. This is a song called Killer on the Loose.
Last night, the butcher came to
Dahmer finally been murdered in the confines of a U.S. penitentiary. Dahmer murdered 4
There's a killer on the loose. Better run for cover. Catch you in the light, a victim of the night. You know you can't refuse. I'm a killer on the loose. I'm a killer on the loose.
You could have saved this until an April Fool's episode and told me that was the new Scorpions. And I would have believed it 100%. That Robin's got way too many similarities to Klaus Meiner.
I never made that connection.
What? I mean, the opening guitar riff within 5 seconds.
Well, that's not the singing, but
No, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
but even that, like before he even came in with the vocals, just that guitar riff. I mean,
yeah, it was very Rudolf Schenker.
yeah. So maybe it's in the blood. I mean, you got Scorpions in the blood somehow. I mean, he played. Did
Reb-
Michael?
That was Reb Beach.
Oh,
so
okay,
that was.
so I'm getting it.
Yeah,
But still, he
Macaulay
was-
sang with Michael Schenker.
Yeah,
but
he's
no,
Reb's
that was
channeling.
Reb Beach. Yeah, he might have been channeling some Scorpions.
The
but
tone,
the
everything.
Winger Whitesnake guy.
Yeah, but the tone of that was every bit Scorpion. So that's fascinating now to hear that. It sounded like it was recorded in 1986.
I know.
That's incredible.
But
You know how many new bands
But
we've
it's
played?
good, man.
I mean,
It's, like,
not new
good.
bands. We've played new music from older bands, and they try to get more modern. The guitar tones all sound digital. Sounds like they're recording straight from the mixing board.
Trying to sound like the kids.
Yeah, and it's just not my thing. And you throw this out there, and it's got everything that made that music good back then, and they're still hitting it today.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I love
40 years, 35 years later.
Black Swan. Both albums to me are just amazing. They're just really on.
It was well written too. It wasn't cheesy trying to make fun of it or anything. It was just
Yeah, it's
celebrating.
just on the nose. It's
Yeah.
like we're doing what we did.
Yeah.
And we
And we had fun with it. Let's do it again.
We can still write like that.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's not just the tone, it's everything, the writing, the production, the singing, everything together.
I agree. Go out and buy it, people.
Go buy it.
Black Swan. Okay, completely taking another turn, a left turn here. We're going to do a little punk rock, and we're going to play a punk rock band from Gainesville, Florida that formed in 1993. One of our friend Jerry Mizamora's favorite bands of all time. I'm talking about Hot Water Music.
That's when I was at FSU, so they were our rivals. Ooh, we hated them so much.
Well, I don't know that they were going to the university.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. But you bring up Gainesville, Florida in 1993. I'm like, triggered.
All right. Well, this Gainesville band features 2 lead singers, 2 guitarists. So both of the guitarists sing, and they both sound like they gargle rusty nails. I love their voices. I don't know how they do this night in, night out, but it's...
Even when we kind of pretend to make fun of like that, I have to cough for 20 minutes after just trying to sound like that.
Just amazing. And also, one of my favorite punk rock bass players of all time is Mr. Jason Black, who is in this band. So next to Carl Alvarez from The Descendants and Scott Shiflett from Face to Face, who are just these amazing bass players, Jason Black is the same thing. He can play all these notes around the song, and it just sounds amazing. He doesn't always do it, but he's very tasteful, but just an amazing bass player. Hot Water Music has had 9 full-length albums, 28 EPs and splits. So that's how you know they're a punk band, when they have 28 EPs and splits. That's crazy. They put out a new album this year, and it sounds like the old Hot Water Music are back, and I'm hoping they come to Atlanta soon. And if they did come and I missed them, I am very disappointed.
Again.
Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know.
Well, no, you didn't
Hopefully
have tickets.
I didn't.
You didn't actually have tickets
Right.
for this one. So
I bet Jeremy's going to be like, man, they already came. You missed them.
You saw that text I sent you, right?
Probably. I'm starting to remember now a text. Maybe I missed them. Damn it. Anyway,
Son of a...
go buy their album. Hot Water Music. This is Feel the Void is the name of the album.
Come on, fill the void. Oh,
And
different song.
Different.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Newtown Scraper.
God coming down again, bottle by the window.
once again, like 1999 all over again. That
Damn, it's
totally
tasty.
could have been perfect right about then.
Oh, man.
It sounded good. It wasn't full on punk, but it had like very edgy, gravelly.
Yeah, I don't know how those guys. How did they sing
Some slate
like that?
chips. There's little slate
Every
chips in your
single show.
warm milk. Yeah.
Every night.
That's like Bruce Springsteen, same thing. I mean, obviously now at 70 something, his voice is not quite as strong. But when I saw him and he was 58 years old,
In his prime.
wore me out. I'm like, Jesus, this concert's still going. Oh my God, it went for like 3 hours and 20 minutes at a show, and I was worn out.
Crazy.
So yeah, that kind of singing ability, I don't understand that at all. You gave me an hour set, and I'm like, I'm done.
Obviously, they have other songs that are faster on the
Yeah.
album. And I mean, Hot Water, they just, I don't know, they just have a zone that they get in, and it's like nobody can beat them at their game. Like, it's just such strong songwriting.
Good old Florida boys.
Yeah, good old Florida boys. All right. I'm going to end tonight with a band from Tempe, Arizona.
I've been there.
I've never been there.
It's not nothing to write about.
Oh, well.
There's a stadium.
We just lost a
apparently.
listener in
Yes.
Tempe,
Did we?
Arizona, just now.
Well, it's kind of surrounded
Screw
by
you guys.
It's like Smyrna. Like nobody knows where Smyrna. You go Atlanta. See, they're Phoenix.
Yeah, I've been to Phoenix,
Yeah,
yes.
but you got to go like just outside to the left, down the hill, around the corner, and there's Tempe.
So I just kind of discovered this band. I was searching new releases one week, and I just stumbled upon the album cover. Here we go again. Kevin saw the album cover.
Pretty shiny stuff.
Digitally.
Oh, yeah.
Not even in a store. I saw it as I was searching online. I went, it looks promising just from the cover. Let me have a listen. And I listened to it, and I'm like, yeah, I like this. This is cool. It's kind of retro, kind of now, kind of 90s. It's all over the place, and I really dig it. It's a band called The Black Moods. Great
Good
name
name.
for a band.
Yep.
And they've had 4 full-length albums, so somehow I've missed them since 2012. But I discovered them in 2022, and I'm going to play something from this album. Now, the only unfortunate thing, I'm not going to hold it against them, but they did go on tour with Candlebox. So,
Oh, Jesus.
here we go again.
There we go. Hang on. Let me open up that can of worms.
Jesus, Candlebox.
Who was giving you crap about that? Was it Ryan or?
I don't know who was giving me crap about it. I was just talking about how I just
I
thought
know,
they were
but-
bullshit.
Yeah, somebody. I'll have to go back and look. Somebody was giving you shit online.
Yeah. It's just one of the, there's that handful of bands that I just don't like.
There's not many.
Candlebox is one of
There's not many. I've got a lot more in that list than you do.
them. Yeah.
All of them.
But I will not hold that against the Black Moods. So
Okay.
we're going to play this song called Youth is Wasted on the Young from their album that
true.
came out this year called Into the Night.
So
the
true.
Black Moods.
Youth
All right, I got something hard to say. So it's tough. How do I say this? That was dangerously close to a band that I don't mention their name, but the lead singer's name is Chad Kroeger.
He got away.
I'm just saying, it wasn't bad. I'm just saying it was dangerously close because it made me think about that other band that I don't want to think about.
Interesting.
His voice and kind of his manner, just kind of the rhythm of the lyrics and everything. That
the cadence.
Yeah, the cadence. That's the word. Yes, the cadence and his.
Interesting.
It wasn't quite gravelly enough. Like if it had been a little bit more constipated.
Right.
The only thing I want to hear right now is the sweet sound of this Nickelback CD cracking as I drive over it repeatedly.
Not that he
but
was
this had more of a
constipated.
retro tone
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah, it
not
wasn't
that whatever
not the whole
processy-
band. Yeah, so
Interesting.
Wow, yeah, I'm sorry to have to say that, but it did.
So they're not Canadian.
No, good.
No, these
good,
guys
good.
are from Tempe.
Good.
They're not Canadian, but
Yeah, because now that other band's trying to be real heavy now. Like,
well, they
real
were
heavy.
to begin with.
But I said I don't remember. I just remember the
Yeah.
crap years, which is all of them.
I was going to say, which year was that?
All the years. Sorry, I have strong
I've never
feelings.
given them the time of day.
I hear it on the radio and I turn it because God, it's just I am in. Cilantro. People love it. People hate it. I am in. And it's
Canadian cilantro.
They are the yes. Thank you, thank you. They are the Canadian cilantro. They are very polarizing. Obviously, a lot of people like them because they're filthy rich. They've made many truckloads worth of Canadian dollars
And the same song over and over, right?
and just redo some of the lyrics.
So this felt like that
Just
to you.
yeah, just the way the cadence and his voice was like in that direction. So I'd have to listen to some of their other stuff and see if it also reminded me of an unflushed toilet.
Yeah, the rest of the album is not all like this.
Okay,
It's kind of all over, but I didn't. Now you've ruined this band for me.
I told you I didn't want to say it, but I felt it was my obligation to say what I was thinking, which is what I always do. But
wow,
I don't have that filter.
Okay,
So,
we're going to end on that, huh?
Yeah, sorry, man. But you still should go buy it, give these guys some money because they're not that other band.
They're
They
not.
deserve to
No,
pay their bills.
I really dig this album.
They're
so.
nice guys, I'm sure. They love their mothers. They pay their taxes. All the good
Spend
stuff.
your hard-earned Canadian dollars on this band, okay?
Yes, all the Canucks come down here or go to your store and buy this band's album, but not the other band.
All right, so that's what I got for you this week, man. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Were you getting a message?
Yeah, hold on. Uh-huh. I see. Sorry.
It's rude, man. Taking a call.
I know, but... Yes, sorry, I'm listening. Yes, I understand. Okay, thanks. I was just notified by the Swedish Ministry of Music that we have not mentioned a single Swedish band in this episode.
The Swam.
They said that they were going to revoke my IKEA membership unless I remedy this immediately.
Oh, yeah.
But first I have to play the Swedish national anthem. So please make little Viking. I don't know what they do. They cross their hearts. I don't know. Let me play the Swedish national anthem, then we'll get on with it.
Okay. I love this song.
Yeah, so I have to remedy this. We have to play a Swedish band to end this episode.
Oh, hang on. I'll get a call, too. Hang on. Just a second. Hang on. Hello, it's Robert. Oh, yes. Yes.
If you are 7 8-inch platform heels for 2 hours and carry 40 pounds of additional armor, studs, right off the Spitfire, fly through the arm stop.
Simmons, I apologize. I am very sorry. I'm sorry. I will let him know. Yes. Thank you. And say hi to Paul. Bye. Yeah, so guess who did not have a Kiss connection in this episode, even though I gave you a perfect opportunity at the very beginning? Pissed off Gene.
Well, we will remedy both situations right now.
So we'll play the Kiss national anthem.
Well, we've already played the Swedish national anthem. I don't think we can play the Kiss national anthem because that's the only song that gets played by Kiss on every radio station every day.
That's true.
We can't do that
20 times a day on the hour.
So I hardly ever get a chance to talk about the band I'm thinking of now because of these two messages. This is a band that I was introduced to on a boat for that particular band that wears the crazy boots and the makeup. So,
what's their name?
Kiss. You're your Kiss connection with a K. In 2018, I was introduced on Kiss Crusade to this band that I've been completely infatuated ever since. And it's not because they're women, it's just because they rock.
Right. Sure.
But they are women. And they rock.
You noticed that then. That was what I'm saying.
I did. We have featured them on 6 previous episodes.
Now 7.
We will continue to promote them as they are one of the best new groups of the last 10 or 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm talking about Thunder Mother. And yes, they put out a new album this year, so we played a song from it earlier this year. It's time for you to go buy the album now. And the album is called Black and Gold. And so that you remember the name of that album, so that you can go buy it, we're going to play the song Black and Gold. Here is Sweden's very own Thunder Mother.
I mean, adding the talk box in it just makes it even better. Ever since Pink Floyd did it. I know Frampton may be known for that for the most part, but for me, hearing that and Animals and a couple other good songs, that reminds me of David Gilmour.
Scorpions, Bon Jovi.
Yeah, but still, like I said, for me, that's what I gravitate towards. So hearing that, it's already a good song, and throw that on top of it, just nice little cake icing.
You can just hear though the writing on this album
it's getting tight.
The production on this album, they are just ready to explode. Mm-hmm. They did the whole North America tour with Scorpions this summer, and I think it was a 3-month tour.
Yeah.
And from all the videos and photos that they posted for every stop, I followed it every day.
Mm-hmm.
They had to just kick major ass. I hate that I couldn't have seen any of those shows, but they had to make a huge
Did they
impression.
stop in Atlanta?
No,
I didn't think so.
Closest they came to us was Tampa.
No, I mean, just 7 hours.
Yeah, it was too far for
was it
us.
6
but-
hours?
Yeah,
Anyway,
I think they
it's too
played
far.
Dallas and Tampa. That was the only places. Dallas is not close.
Maybe next time.
But Thunder Mother, my God, they just get better and better.
Mm-hmm. That's
Amazing
a
band.
stadium song right there.
Exactly. And I hope that's where they end up.
I hope we could see them in a stadium somewhere. Brave Stadium, right down the street, 1.8 miles away.
If we had tickets to that one, we would not forget.
No, that would be, we could hear it basically. I go up on the rooftop and see the fireworks when they win the games.
Oh, man. That's the way you shut down this episode tonight versus you talking about that other band. That's not how you end it. This is how you end it.
Right.
I'm so glad
it wasn't the finale. We would have had to edit that to put it at the beginning of the episode.
I'm so glad that the Swedish ministry called me and that Mr. Simmons called you.
Yes.
So
he calls me every once in a while to complain about somebody.
Yes. Well, I think we're officially done for tonight. I don't know of any other thing we can talk about. We'll just have to talk next week.
Save some for later.
Exactly. Later. See ya. That was weird.
It faded out. It didn't just cut off.